back to my channel. So in this video I wanted to talk about the selective empathy that people seem to have regarding artists that are experiencing the exact same problem. But before I get into that, I just wanted to mention how recently Kanye West has been talking about his contract and how it's very unfavorable to him and it's unfair to artists. So when he speaks about artists in general and how all creative artists are being treated unfairly, and he seems to make a lot of valid points. And he recently posted a bunch of qualities that he thinks a contract should have and how it can benefit both the artists and the companies that sign them. And a lot of people agreed with him. He got a lot of positive feedback. I am going to post what he posted while I'm speaking, and you can read them if you want. It's a lot, so of course I am not going to read all of that here. If I'm able to find a link of where I can link it, I would also put that in the description section if you want to look at it. But basically, he had a lot of valid points. He made a lot of sense because honestly, these artists are being treated like slaves. Basically, they take the time to write music that's not only good to listen to but actually top the charts. It's very, very difficult not only to write music but to write music that people actually enjoy, and to write music that people enjoy enough that it can top the charts. So imagine if you do all of that work, you're up at night writing, and then once you're done writing, it no longer belongs to you, and because you signed a contract, it belongs to someone else. And yes, they should have read their contracts more carefully, but the fact is, if all the big entertainment companies are sort of having the exact same kind of contracts, because these contracts are not that different from each other, and they're all putting the artist at a disadvantage, the artists have no choice but to sign with one of them, because they are the ones that are going to give the artist the exposure that the artist needs. So the artists really don't have a choice but to sign these contracts, knowing full well that it does not really benefit them in the long run. But that is not an excuse for the companies to take advantage of these artists, because they put in their time and effort and talent into writing this music. So I do empathize with artists, and I do not agree that just because a person does not understand their contract that it's okay to take advantage of them. I do not agree with that at all. However, my video is about the selective empathy that people show towards artists that are experiencing the exact same thing, which is Kanye West, Taylor Swift, Meg the Stallion, who else? Nicki Minaj. They've all experienced the same thing. Honestly, even Lil Wayne experienced the same thing with Baby as well. They all experience the same thing. However, we cannot deny that Kanye West and Lil Wayne got so much more understanding and support and empathy from people in general than Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, or Meg the Stallion got. And it goes to show that people don't really care that a person is going through a difficult time. They just care. They care about who they choose to care about. Regardless of what other people are going through, they just, I don't know. I don't know how people can block their minds from caring about one person for going through something, but when another person that they like is going through it, it's like the whole world is about to come to an end. You should see the positive comments that people are leaving under Kanye West's posts regarding what music companies should contracts should be like. They're leaving him so many positive comments, and they're saying, oh, now everybody knows that Kanye West is intelligent. Now suddenly everyone can see that Kanye West has been telling the truth. People are criticizing these companies and supporting Kanye. And I cannot help but wonder why it is that when Taylor Swift was complaining about the fact that she was not granted permission or the ability to purchase her masters from Scooter Brown, everybody went after her, and she did not get half of this much support at all. Everyone said she should have been more careful. People were just being very mean and catty and leaving the nastiest comments for no reason whatsoever. Nobody felt sorry for her. Most of the support, she did get support from a few artists. I know Halsey spoke out in support of Taylor Swift, but many other artists did not support her. They even the ones that spoke out, like Demi Lovato and Justin Bieber, they did not support her at all. They made sure they let it be known that their support is for the companies. And it's insane because what these companies do is not a secret at all. We all know, even those of us that are not entertainers, that are not in the music industry, we know what these companies do. So for these artists to have their head buried so deep in the sand and to actually pretend as if what Taylor was saying did not make sense or wasn't true is just like, that's just blatant lie and disrespect, to Taylor Swift. And it's really sad because Taylor Swift was experiencing the exact same thing that Kanye West is experiencing right now. Majority of the people that spoke in support of Taylor Swift were not even artists at all. They were mostly models and like her friends and people who know her personally. Most of them are not. And I think the reason why a lot of artists do not support other artists when they're going through this is because they see other artists as their competition. So if their competition is experiencing a difficult time and is unable to release more music, or is unable to release an album, or is unable to get out of a contract to do more favorable work, they are happy about it because that is one less person they have to worry about. When it seemed as though Meg Thee Stallion would not be able to put out her music, everybody, almost everyone, were saying, well, it serves her right. She should have read her contract, even though she was just 21 years old at the time. It's like, really? How many 21-year-olds can read and understand the kind of contracts that these people draft? There are some attorneys that don't even understand the contracts that, these companies draft. So why would a 21-year-old and her mother read it, understand it? And even if they read and understand it, they don't at the time. Meg Thee Stallion did not have the ability to really make any real changes to her contract because she was still new and she was still trying to get her feet into the door. So she pretty much had to accept whatever was given to her. And Nicki Minaj spoke a lot about this as well. She spoke about how the male artists seem to be taken more seriously than the female artists, and everyone jumped down her throat as usual because they did not want to hear what she was saying, even though it's clearly true. It is not a coincidence that Lil Wayne and Kanye West got more support for having the exact same problem than the females, Nicki Minaj, Meg Thee Stallion, and Taylor Swift. It's not a coincidence. I don't know what it is. Even women support Kanye West and Lil Wayne more than the female artists. I don't get it. I don't get it. If you really think about it and you really take your time to analyze it, you will find that it makes no sense whatsoever. But that's just the way it goes. I'm just trying to point out people's selective empathy, and that is why sometimes you have to take empathy with a grain of salt. When something bad happens to someone and people are expressing how badly they feel that that person is experiencing a negative situation, and they say things like, oh my god, my thoughts and prayers are with the family, or oh, why are these companies so terrible, why don't they write better contracts? And when you hear people say those things, you would think that those people actually care about the people they're speaking in favor of. But honestly, a lot of the empathy is selective. People don't really care. They just care about who they care about, not really that they're going through a negative situation. So if they like person A and person A is going through a bad situation, they are quick to express empathy that is not real, because if it's selective, then it's not real. It's not really there. It's just so you can feel better for expressing empathy. And if person B, who they do not like, is experiencing the exact same thing, they will not even care. They will criticize the person going through a hard time. They will say they should have been more intelligent. They should have done this and that, so that and that wouldn't happen. And it's just ridiculous. So we need to stop expressing selective empathy. If you don't truly feel sorry that a person is experiencing a negative situation, it's okay to just be quiet. You don't have to say anything. Okay, there's not going to be a trophy for you for saying that you feel bad that they're going through a hard time. If you don't feel it, there's no trophy at the end of this. You're not going to win any awards. So just be quiet if you know that you don't truly care about a person. If you do truly care about a person, then fine, you can say something. Better yet, if somebody that you do not like is going through a negative situation, you can still speak up against the negative situation, while at the same time it's okay to say, well, I don't really care about this person's behavior, or I'm not a fan of this person, but what this company is doing is wrong. It's okay to do that. You don't have to pretend as if the companies did the right thing when it's happening to someone that you don't like. But then when it's happening to someone that you do like, you say, well, this company, they're the worst and this and that. I just wanted to put that out there. That's all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.